Welcome, everyone. Today, we're not going to talk about big grammar books. We're not going to talk about $100 courses. We're not going to talk about moving to another country to learn English faster. Today, we're going to talk about something much smaller, much simpler, and honestly, much more powerful. One small habit, just 5 minutes a day. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this tiny habit works better than almost everything else you've tried before. Subscribe to English Flow right now, because this video might be the one that finally changes how you learn English forever. Let me ask you something simple and honest. How many apps have you downloaded to learn English? How many videos have you watched? How many times have you told yourself, okay, starting Monday, I'm going to study English every single day? And how many times did that plan die after 2 or 3 days? If this sounds like you, please don't feel bad. This happens to almost everyone. And it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't care. It's because most people try to do too much too fast, and their brain simply gives up. Big plans feel exciting for a moment, but big plans are heavy, and heavy things are hard to carry every single day. So today, I'm going to give you something light, something small, something so easy that your brain won't even try to fight it. Just 5 minutes, that's it. But I'm going to show you exactly how to use those 5 minutes in the smartest way possible, so that small amount of time creates a big result over weeks and months. This is not another motivational speech. This is a real method, a real habit, something you can start today, right after this video ends. So let's begin. Part 1. Why 5 minutes beats 5 hours. Let's start with something that might surprise you. 5 minutes a day done every single day is more powerful than 5 hours once a week. This sounds strange at first. More time should mean more learning, right? But that's not how your brain actually works, especially when you're learning a language. Think about it like watering a plant. If you pour a huge amount of water on a plant just once a week, some of that water helps, but a lot of it just runs off. The plant can't use it all at once. But if you give that same plant a small amount of water every single day, the plant grows steadily, strongly, and healthily. Your brain learns language the exact same way. When you study for 5 hours in one long session, your brain gets tired after the first hour or two. The rest of that time, you're technically sitting there, but you're not really learning anymore. You're just staring at words, feeling tired, maybe even frustrated. But when you study for just 5 minutes, your brain stays fresh the entire time. Every single second is useful. Nothing gets wasted. There's another big reason 5 minutes works so much better. It's easy to start. Big study sessions feel scary. You think, I don't have 2 hours today, so you skip it completely. But nobody says, I don't have 5 minutes today. Everybody has 5 minutes, even on your busiest day, even when you're tired, even when you're stressed. 5 minutes is always possible. And here's the real secret. Once you start, you often continue longer than 5 minutes anyway. But even if you don't, even if you truly stop after 5 minutes, that's still a win. That's still progress. That's still one more day added to your habit. Let's do some simple math together. 5 minutes a day for 1 year equals about 30 hours of focused English practice. 30 hours doesn't sound huge, but here's the important part. Those 30 hours are spread out, repeated, and consistent, which makes them far more powerful than 30 hours done all at once in a few long weekends. Consistency beats intensity. Small and steady beats big and occasional. This is true for exercise, this is true for saving money, and this is absolutely true for learning English. So from today, forget the idea that you need hours to improve. You only need 5 minutes, done the right way, done every day. Let's talk about exactly what those 5 minutes should look like. Part 2. The the problem with how most people study. Before I show you the 5-minute method, let's talk honestly about why most people fail at learning English, even when they try hard. Most people study English passively. They watch a video, they read an article, they listen to a podcast. All of this feels productive. All of this feels like learning. But here's the hard truth. Watching and reading are input. They put information into your brain, but they don't force your brain to actually use that information. Imagine trying to learn how to swim by watching swimming videos every day. You could watch 1,000 videos, understand every technique perfectly in your mind, but the moment you jump into water, your body won't know what to do because you never actually practiced moving your arms and legs yourself. Language works exactly the same way. If you only watch and listen, your brain becomes very good at understanding English, but stays weak at producing English. This is why so many people say, "I understand everything, but I can't speak." This single sentence describes millions of English learners around the world. The 5-minute habit I'm going to teach you fixes this problem directly because it's not passive. It requires you to actively use English every single day in a small, manageable way. Another big problem is that people try to learn too many things at once. Grammar rules, new vocabulary, listening skills, speaking practice, writing practice, all in the same day. This feels thorough, but it actually overwhelms the brain. When you try to learn everything at once, your brain can't focus deeply on anything, and shallow learning fades away quickly. The 5-minute habit fixes this too, because it focuses on doing one small thing really well instead of doing many things poorly. So now that you understand why most methods fail, let's build something that actually works. Part 3. The 5-minute method, step by step. Here is the exact method. I want you to read this part slowly because every single step matters. Step 1. Choose one sentence. Not 10, not 20, 1. Every day, choose just one English sentence. It could be a sentence you heard in a movie, a sentence from a book, a sentence a friend used, or even a sentence you create yourself about your own life. The sentence should be something useful, something you could imagine saying in a real conversation. For example, "I'm not sure, but I think it's a good idea," or "Can you help me with this, please?" or "I've been really busy this week." Choosing just one sentence might feel too small, too easy, but that's exactly the point. When something feels easy, you actually do it. When something feels hard, you skip it. We're building a habit first. Depth comes later, once the habit is strong. Step 2. Say it slowly 3 times. Read your sentence out loud slowly, focusing on every single word. Don't rush. Feel your mouth moving. Feel the sounds forming. Say it 3 times, calmly, clearly. This step trains your mouth muscles, the same way stretching trains your body before exercise. Most people skip this step because it feels unnecessary, but this small warm-up makes a huge difference over time. Step 3. Say it naturally 3 times. Now say the same sentence again, but this time say it the way a real person would say it in a real conversation, a little faster, a little smoother. Let the words connect naturally instead of separating each word like a robot. For example, instead of saying, "I am not sure," you might naturally say, "I'm not sure." Instead of, "I have been really busy," you might say, "I've been really busy." This small shift makes your English sound more human, more natural, more like something a real English speaker would actually say. Step 4. Use it in your own life. This step is the most powerful one, and it's the one most people skip completely. Take that same sentence and change it slightly to match your own real life. If your sentence was, "I've been really busy this week," Change it to describe your actual week. Maybe you say, "I've been really busy with my studies this week," or "I've been really busy taking care of my family this week." By connecting the sentence to your real life, your brain remembers it far better than if it stayed just an example sentence from a textbook. Step 5. Record yourself saying it. Use your phone. Open the voice recorder. Say your personalized sentence one final time and record it. Then listen back immediately. This step feels a little uncomfortable at first. Almost everyone feels strange hearing their own voice, but this discomfort is exactly where growth happens. When you listen back, you're not judging yourself, you're simply noticing. Notice your pronunciation, notice your speed, notice your confidence. Over time, as you keep doing this daily, you'll actually hear yourself improving, and that feeling is incredibly motivating. That's it. 5 simple steps. Choose one sentence, say it slowly 3 times, say it naturally 3 times, personalize it to your life, and record yourself saying it once. From start to finish, this takes about 5 minutes. Part 4. Why each step actually works. Let's break down exactly why this simple 5-minute process is so effective, because understanding the reason behind something makes you far more likely to actually stick with it. Choosing one sentence works because it removes decision fatigue. When you have too many choices, your brain gets tired just deciding what to do before you even start doing it. By choosing only one sentence, you remove that mental exhaustion completely. You already know exactly what to do the moment you sit down. No confusion, no wasted time, just action. Saying it slowly works because it builds accurate muscle memory. Your mouth has muscles, just like your arms and legs. If you rush from the very beginning, you build fast but incorrect movement patterns. By starting slowly, you teach your mouth the correct shape and position for each sound first. Speed can always be added later, but accuracy is much harder to fix after bad habits form. Saying it naturally works because real conversations don't sound like textbooks. Textbooks teach you clean, separated words. Real people speak in a flowing, connected way. By practicing the natural version every single day, you slowly train your ear and your mouth to match how English is actually spoken in daily life, not just how it looks written on a page. Personalizing the sentence works because your brain remembers emotional and personal information far better than random information. A random textbook sentence about a stranger going to the market means very little to your brain. But a sentence about your actual week, your actual family, your actual feelings, that connects to real memory, real emotion, and real meaning. This is why personalized sentences stick in your memory so much longer than generic examples. Recording yourself works because feedback creates improvement. Without feedback, you're practicing blindly. You might be repeating the same small mistake every single day without even realizing it. By recording and listening back, even for just a few seconds, you create a feedback loop. Over weeks, this feedback loop becomes incredibly powerful because you start noticing small errors and correcting them naturally, almost without even trying. Now you understand not just what to do, but why it works. This understanding matters because when you know why something works, you trust it more. And when you trust something, you're far more likely to actually keep doing it. Part 5. Making the habit impossible to skip. Knowing the method is one thing. Actually doing it every single day is a completely different challenge. So let's talk about how to make sure this 5-minute habit actually sticks instead of disappearing after just a few days, like so many good habits do. Attach it to something you already do. The easiest way to build a new habit is to connect it to an old habit you already do automatically. For example, right after you brush your teeth in the morning, do your 5-minute English practice. or right after you finish your morning coffee, or right before you check social media for the first time each day. By attaching your new habit to an existing routine, you don't need to rely on memory or motivation. Your existing habit becomes a natural reminder, almost like an alarm that goes off inside your daily routine. Keep the bar incredibly low, especially on hard days. Some days you'll feel motivated and energetic. Other days you'll feel tired, busy, or simply uninterested. On those hard days, don't skip completely. Just do a smaller version. Even one sentence said slowly just once counts as a win. The goal isn't perfection every single day. The goal is never missing 2 days in a row. This matters more than people realize. Missing one day is normal and human, but missing one day often leads to missing 2 days, then missing a whole week, then quietly giving up completely. If you protect the streak, even with a tiny imperfect effort, the habit survives. Track your progress visually. Get a simple calendar, paper or digital, and put a mark on every single day you complete your 5 minutes. Watching this small chain of marks grow longer creates a surprisingly strong emotional pull. Nobody wants to break a chain they've been building for 20, 30, or 60 days. This visual proof becomes its own motivation, separate from your original reason for starting. Remove friction completely. Friction means anything that makes a habit harder to start. If you have to search for a notebook, find a pen, open 5 different apps, and think hard about what sentence to choose, you've created too much friction, and your brain will look for reasons to skip the whole process. Instead, prepare everything in advance. Keep a small notes app open with sentence ideas ready. Keep your voice recorder easy to access. Make starting the habit as simple and immediate as picking up your phone and pressing one button. Celebrate small wins out loud every time. This might sound unnecessary, but it works. After you finish your 5 minutes, say to yourself, even quietly, "Good job, I did it today." This small moment of self-recognition trains your brain to associate the habit with a positive feeling, rather than treating it as just another boring task on your to-do list. Part 6. What happens after 30 days? Let's talk about something important. In the beginning, 5 minutes a day might feel almost too small to matter. You might think, this can't possibly be enough to actually improve my English. I understand that feeling completely, but let me show you what actually happens over time. Week 1. Building the habit. During the first week, the main goal isn't dramatic improvement. The main goal is simply showing up every single day. Your sentences might feel awkward. Your recordings might sound nervous. That's completely normal. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be consistent. Week 2, small comfort begins. By the second week, something small but important starts happening. The process starts feeling familiar instead of strange. You stop needing to think hard about each step. Your mouth starts moving a little more naturally. You start noticing small improvements when you listen to your recordings compared to your very first one. Week 3, real sentences start forming. By the third week, many people notice something exciting. During real conversations in real life, a sentence they've been practicing suddenly comes out naturally without them even planning to use it. This moment feels almost magical, but it's not magic at all. It's simply your daily 5 minutes finally showing up in real life. Week 4, confidence starts growing. By the end of the first month, most people notice a clear difference, not just in pronunciation, but in confidence. Speaking English no longer feels like a scary, unfamiliar task. It starts feeling like something you actually do, something that belongs to you, rather than something you're still trying to learn from the outside. Month 3 and beyond, the compound effect. If you continue this 5-minute habit for 3 months, you will have personalized, practiced, and recorded around 90 different real-life sentences, each one connected to your actual experiences, your actual thoughts, your actual daily life. This isn't just vocabulary anymore. This becomes your actual voice in English, built one small brick at a time. This is called the compound effect. Small actions, repeated consistently, create results that feel impossible from the very beginning, but become completely natural through daily repetition. You didn't need 5 hours a day. You needed 5 minutes a day, done consistently without giving up. Part 7. Common mistakes that break this habit. Let's talk honestly about the mistakes people make so you can avoid them completely. Mistake 1. Trying to do too much once motivation appears. Some days you'll feel extra motivated and you'll think, today I'll do 30 minutes instead of 5. This isn't necessarily bad occasionally, but be careful. If you consistently do much more than 5 minutes, you slowly start feeling like the habit requires a lot of time and energy, and on tired days, you'll feel like you don't have enough time to properly do it. This false belief is exactly what causes people to skip entirely. Keep the core habit small, even when you feel motivated to do more. Mistake 2. Choosing overly complicated sentences. Some learners try to challenge themselves by choosing long, complex sentences filled with difficult grammar and rare vocabulary. This might feel impressive, but it usually creates frustration instead of progress. Choose simple, useful, real sentences you'll actually use in daily conversations. Simplicity is not weakness. Simplicity is exactly what makes a language habit sustainable. Mistake 3. Skipping the recording step because it feels uncomfortable. This is probably the most commonly skipped step, and unfortunately, it's one of the most important ones. Feeling uncomfortable hearing your own voice is completely normal, especially at the beginning, but this discomfort fades quickly with repetition, and the feedback you gain from listening to yourself is incredibly valuable. Don't let temporary discomfort steal a long-term benefit. Mistake 4. Judging yourself too harshly. If your pronunciation isn't perfect, if you stumble over a word, if your recording sounds nervous, please don't use this as evidence that you're bad at English. Use it as simple, useful information about where you currently are, so you know exactly what to gently improve tomorrow. Harsh self-judgment creates fear, and fear makes people quit. Gentle self-awareness creates growth, and growth is exactly what keeps people going. Mistake 5. Quitting after missing one day. This is the mistake that destroys more habits than any other. People miss one single day, feel disappointed in themselves, and then think, well, I already broke my streak, so what's the point now? This thinking is completely false and incredibly damaging. Missing one day is human. Missing one day does not erase the progress you've already built. The only real failure is allowing one missed day to turn into permanently giving up. Part 8. Why this habit works for absolutely anyone. I want to address something important before we finish. Maybe you're thinking, this sounds nice, but my life is different. I'm too busy. I have children. I have a demanding job. I don't have even 5 minutes some days. I understand this concern deeply, but let me gently push back on it. 5 minutes is not a large request. It's smaller than the time most people spend scrolling through social media without even realizing it. It's smaller than the time waiting for coffee to brew, waiting for a bus, or lying in bed before falling asleep. This habit isn't designed for people with perfect, spacious schedules. It's designed specifically for real people with real, busy, complicated lives, because it fits into the small cracks of time that already exist within your day, rather than requiring you to create large blocks of free time that simply don't exist. Whether you're a student, a parent, a business owner, an employee working long hours, or someone taking care of an entire family, 5 minutes is always available somewhere in your day. The question was never really about having enough time. The real question is choosing to protect 5 small minutes every single day for your own growth. Let's bring everything together now. You don't need more hours. You don't need more expensive courses. You don't need to wait for the right time to finally start improving your English. You need 1 sentence, 5 simple steps, and 5 minutes of your day. Choose 1 sentence. Say it slowly 3 times. Say it naturally 3 times. Personalize it to your real life. Record yourself saying it once. That's the entire habit. Simple, small, and incredibly powerful when repeated daily. Remember, this isn't about perfection. This isn't about becoming fluent overnight. This is about becoming 1 small % better today than you were yesterday, and then repeating that small improvement day after day until those small improvements quietly transform into something big. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel confident yet. You simply need to start today, right after this video ends. Choose your very first sentence right now. Say it slowly. Say it naturally. Make it personal. Record it. That's it. That's the beginning of a habit that can genuinely change how you speak English, not someday in the distant future, but starting from this very day. If this video helped you, please subscribe to English Flow, because we share simple, real, practical methods like this every single week. Methods that don't require hours of your time, just a little bit of consistency and honesty with yourself. Comment below with the first sentence you're going to practice today. Let's build this habit together, 1 small 5-minute session at a time. See you in the next video. Keep it simple, keep it small, and keep showing up every single day.